you're not gonna push me around. I'm still your daddy.
Helen Yee here in Las Vegas. Always great to be joined by the one and only Mr. Beneil Dariush. First off, congratulations. Huge win last night, UFC 317. How'd you celebrate?
We went out to Italy, and there was this prime rib sandwich or whatever, and we ended up ordering like 20 of them. And it wasn't all for me. We had a lot of friends come over, and so like we were like, here, have a sandwich. Here, have a sandwich. I was like Oprah, just giving out sandwiches instead of cars. So that was how we celebrated, and just hung out with my kids. I haven't been really holding them all week, and even my youngest. So it was just after the fight, the first thing I did really was hold her and just do some interviews with her, and then went to eat and try to sleep that night. It's hard to sleep the night after the fight because of the adrenaline.
Well, you could be honest with me. How many sandwiches did you eat?
So because your stomach is small after you fight, like it's tiny. It's a process. So I eat one, and I go speak to my friends and family for about 30 minutes, and I'm like, ooh, here's a sandwich, and then I take another one. We were there for 2 hours, so I got about 4 or 5 of them. They're half of the sandwiches, so a total of 2 sandwiches, basically 2.5, if I'm remembering correctly. But it took me about 2.5 hours to do that.
Okay. Oh, I thought you meant like 4 or 5 like foot-long sandwiches.
These were like very small sandwiches, and I was having halves every 30 minutes, I would say. I was being very strategic. I was like, I love this. This is delicious. But I also can't have, if I eat a whole one, I'm going to be sick. And then, I'm going to have to leave everybody and go to the bathroom. So very strategic with the whole thing.
Okay, I was about to say, hey, maybe you could challenge Armand or Patty in an eating competition. What's the most amount of food you've had in one sitting, though?
A lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
Like 10 pounds of food?
Easy.
Okay, when I spoke to Armand a few months ago, he told me he could eat 30 kinkali, like those dumplings at once. How many do you think you could eat at one sitting?
What the fuck's a kinkali?
It's like a dumpling.
Eat about 50 dumplings, like. I've had like 44 chicken wings in one sitting.
That's impressive. I love that.
And stick to eating caviar, you little mushroom.
You give me 6 weeks from now when my stomach grows, no problem. But right now, I can't even beat, my kids right now in an eating competition. It's really bad. I wanted to eat ice cream with them last night, but I had a sandwich and then I had my ice cream and it melted because I couldn't finish it. And then I was like, afterwards, like, dang, I really wanted that ice cream.
Yeah, but hey, you deserve to savor every bite and every moment. And I heard you tell the schmo you did end up getting your ice cream. So I'm glad it all worked out.
Yeah, I got a milkshake today, but the ice cream yesterday was gelato. So, the Italian stuff, that's always the best stuff when it comes to ice cream.
Well, you could still get some today. They're open. We're in Vegas.
That's true. I could go get more, but I think I'm good. I rather just get a ton of coffee. I'm going to go get some like snobby coffee and be happy.
Last night in that main event, UFC 317, Ilia Topuria and New. Did you get a chance to watch it?
To be honest, I still haven't seen the full fight because I was in the back for one, and then two, I just never really got a chance to sit down and go over the fights. But he's elite of the elites, man. He's so good. He's whatever he's doing it's just ahead of the game.
For him to finish Charles Oliveira in the first round, did any of that surprise you though?
I thought if it went Ilia's way, it would be in the first or the second round. But if it went Charles's way, what Charles would have to do was basically make it a longer grinding kind of fight. And I was surprised Charles wanted to be so aggressive. But then, that's what made Charles Charles. So I understand not wanting to get away from who he is.
But now looking at Charles, what do you think should be next for him though?
For Charles, I would assume he's going to take quite a bit of time off. I would recommend for him to take anywhere between 6 to 8 months off and then come back and fight. So as far as who, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Max Holloway. That's just my opinion, because Max is not going to get a shot at Ilia, right? And if Max wins the fight, or if he even loses, I think that's the fight they'll make.
For Ilia now getting into the lightweight division, do you think he finds a lot of success in your division?
Yeah, I mean, look at his skill set. He can do it all, and he doesn't seem to be that small at 55. I know the one fight he had at 155 was where he was basically in the most danger he's ever been, but I think he'll have success at 155. I do. I'm interested to see how well he'll do against the better wrestlers, the guys who keep shooting and don't mind, don't get tired from trying to take you down.
You and I have spoken about him versus Islam in the past before Islam vacated to now fight JDM for that 170 belt. But after last night's performance, if or when they fight in the future, do you think that the fight would still go the way that we've spoken about before, or do you think it would be a bit different now?
I think it would still go the same. I think, Islam has such a big size advantage, and if he, distance kicks, takedown, rinse and repeat. If he continues to mix those things up, I think it would be a difficult fight for Ilia. But, from what I saw, it wouldn't surprise me if he was able to put Makhachev's lights out too.
Do you think Makhachev beats JDM?
That's another question. I honestly don't know. I think it's going to be such a close fight. It'll be a difficult fight, but I think Islam does have the tools. I think he has more tools, to be honest with you. He has more of the offensive tools. I think JDM's keys to victory are basically keep the fight standing and make sure your hands land. While Islam, takedowns, striking, he just has more tools to win that fight. So I do lean towards him, but it'll be a really difficult fight.
But circling back to Ilia, what do you think would be the key factor to taking his undefeated record and beating him?
Distance management is really important, and fakes. You can't let this guy, touch you little by little and enter into your space. And once he enters into your space, he's very fluid with his ability to generate power. So you have to constantly be faking, never allowing him to set up inside. And, mix in a lot of takedowns, mix in a lot of knees, mix in a lot of kicks, just to keep him at a certain distance and nullify his power. But at the same time, he can grapple too. He really is such a complete fighter. He's such a great fighter.
But you're also a great fighter, coming off a great win last night. I mean, what is, the next few months look like for you?
Since I'm pretty frustrated with my performance, I want to get back to training right away, but I know my wife's going to want to go somewhere, some kind of vacations. We'll see what she picks. So I'll make sure I take care of my duties there. But I want to be back on the mats. I'll probably be teaching Monday. Tomorrow I'll try to teach if possible. But I don't know. And then just as soon as I'm healed up and I have the go to train, I'm going to start training. I don't like getting out of shape. I don't like coming back into the gym and all of a sudden I got to deal with guys who are young and in shape and they're like pushing me around. It's like, no, bro, you're not gonna push me around. I'm still your daddy. You're gonna have to take it for until I retire. Nobody's pushing me around. You know what I mean? So I that's one of the other things that always motivates me to stay sharp. I got a lot of young men, strong young men, trying to beat me, and I really appreciate them for it.
Well, you prove that age is just a number.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I don't really know why they keep asking me about my age, man. I feel the best I've ever felt.
Yeah, and it's okay to be people's daddy too.
That's right. They should love me for it.
But for the fans who do love you and can't wait to see more of you, what would you like to let them know?
It's been quite a while since I had a victory. A lot of people kind of got off the bandwagon, but the true fans have been, constantly encouraging me, and I just want to say thank you for that.
And follow him on his social media. He loves it.
Yeah, sure. Who cares, man? Whatever. If you guys want, that's cool. But if not, that's okay too. You won't find me there much.